Hello everybody. Today we're talking about your driving examiner and how best you can impress them, and how you can give the impression that today you're there, you're ready to pass your driving test, and you're going to show them just what you can do and just how good you are. We have 12 tips, 12 little hints that you can take away with you today and say, well, if I do all of these things, then I'm going to make sure that make a really good start to my test. And from that point on, it's going to be easy for me from there. Tip number one really is there's no need to dress up. Don't dress up, just drive in your normal clothes. Just turn up in your normal clothes that you've been driving in your driving lessons and where you've been practicing. So dress comfortably, dress where you can feel comfortable, and importantly, wear the same shoes that you would normally wear on your driving lessons as you're going to use on your driving test as well. Okay, so don't do anything differently in that regard. The examiner's not interested in how you look. You can turn up with pink hair and one big eye in the middle of your forehead if you like, although that'd be a bit weird. But you don't need to dress up, you don't need to put on anything special. Just dress comfortably and you'll be fine. Tip two, turn up on time. Turn up in good time. Get there early, so early enough so that you have time to have a cigarette if you smoke, or if you need to go to the loo for any reason, that you have time to do that. And then also that you can just then wait in the waiting room for the examiner to come out. So get there in good time. Don't make him wait for you, but be ready. Tip three really is turn your mobile phone off. Turn it off. If it goes off during your test, then it's going to put you off. That's the first thing. And also he's not going to be impressed as well. If you do answer your phone through the test, then obviously you're liable for points on your license and hefty fines and things like that. So you can't answer it anyway. So just turn it off and leave it to one side, leave it in your bag or your pocket or wherever, just so you can't get to it, and so it's not an issue for you, and it won't be an issue for the examiner as well. Tip four is have your license and your theory test pass certificate ready. The examiner will want to look at those, or well, he wants to look at your license in particular, and he probably won't look at your theory test pass certificate because they already know that you've passed your theory test. But have your license ready, not in your pocket, not in your handbag, but be ready with it so that when the examiner comes out, it's there already. Tip five. So when you're waiting in the waiting room, at some point your examiner, at the appointed time really, your examiner will come out and he'll call your name. And the thing to do then is don't just kind of go, oh, it's me, but just stand up, stride over to him, say, thank you very much, it's me here, I'm whatever your name is, and look confident and look like you're ready to pass that day. That way you'll not look too timid and you won't look too kind of, anxious about everything. And that again will impress the examiner. Tip six, when you're dealing with the examiner, pass your license to him in your hand. Hand it to him. Very often when I go to test centres, what I see is all the kind of candidates who are waiting there will put their licence on the table that's kind of in the waiting room and the keys next to it, so the examiner can see it when they come out. I think that's a little bit disrespectful. Well, it's not really disrespectful, but it's more respectful, I think, just to hand him your license and say, there you go, Mr. Examiner, there's my license. So you're handing it to him in his hand. And that's going to be much better than just saying, oh, it's over there on the table, look. All right, so impress the examiner in that way, be efficient and be friendly. Tip seven, the examiner will have his iPad with him. And on the iPad, you'll be asked to sign in two places. One is to say that the car is insured and the examiner is insured and you're insured on the car. If you're taking lessons from a professional instructor, that's a given really. That should all be the case. If you're taking your own car to the test centre, just make sure that it is all insured, because if it isn't, then you will be breaking the law if you take it out. Okay, so that's one of the boxes that you're checking or that you're signing. The other box is to say that you've been in the country for at least 6 months. Okay, so if you've not been in the country for 6 months, don't go to your test. Okay, so there's 2 boxes there, and when you sign inside the box, because it just makes it easier for the examiners later when they're kind of processing your test. Okay, so sign in the 2 boxes, but make sure you sign within the squares. Tip 8 really is about your signature. So when you get your license, you might be 17 and you might be taking your test when you're 27. You'll be surprised how many times that happens. And in those intervening years, your signature will have changed. So when you do sign in the boxes, sign as close to your original signature as you can. If your signature looks different, it'll only ask you to sign it again anyway. So you might as well just have a look at your original signature, give it a few goes the night before, and then get that done and out of the way. Tip 9 is about your eyesight test. When you come out of the test centre, your examiner will ask you to read a number plate. Now, if you need glasses to read the number plate, then you need glasses to drive the car. So have them on ready, okay? And don't take them off again. All right, so just you know, if you need glasses, wear them. Nobody's going to be impressed at how good you look without your glasses on or with your glasses on. But if you need them, do wear them. And because if you can't read the number plate, if you're not wearing your prescription glasses, you can't read the number plate, then your test will be cancelled. It won't go ahead and it will be put down as a fail. Tip 10 is about the show me, tell me questions. So, you know, read through them. They're all online. Just have a look at them. You can Google those, show me, tell me, gov.uk, whatever it is. Okay, so just have a look at them, read through them, go through them with your instructor beforehand. So where the lights are and kind of how you squirt water on the windscreen and things like that. There, things that they may ask you on your test. So know the questions, know where all the buttons and switches are in your car, know how to open the boot, the bonnet. Not the boot, the bonnet. Know how to open the bonnet and know where you put the oil in and where the water goes and the coolant and the brake fluid. Get to know all of these things because the show me, tell me questions, although you can't fail if you get them wrong, they are important and they are part of your test. And if you can answer them correctly and kind of efficiently, then it's going to impress the instructor, the examiner, more than if you're struggling. Tip 11 is about your cockpit drill. Now, when you first get in the car in the morning, what you do is you set your seat up, don't you? Set your seat up in your headrest, and you set your kind of your mirrors and everything. So you don't need to do that again. They won't be impressed because they know that you've driven the car to the test centre. So they won't be impressed if you have to start moving the mirrors around and start to moving the seat backwards and forwards and things like that, because they'll think you're playing a game. They know that you've done it already. So make sure before your test, in the drive from your house or wherever to the test centre, that you get everything correct. You get your seat in the right position, the mirrors set up correctly, so that you don't have to do it again. You won't be impressed if you start moving things about. And tip 12 is really perhaps the most important one. Just drive the car safely and competently. Just drive the car, just play the game, don't play the event. Just drive your car just as you would normally do with your instructor. plan ahead, deal with things as soon as you see them, and then let the result take care of itself. Okay, so just drive safely and competently and you're going to be fine. Anyway, if you have your test coming up, or if you're about to take your test, whichever it is, I wish you luck with it and I hope you pass. Cheers.